Present arms. Order, arms! Begin honors. There's going to be 3 rifle volleys that can be pretty loud, so you may want to protect your hearing, especially young children. Any veterans that are present, please join us in saluting James anytime we salute. The rest we ask to put your right hand over your heart during the playing of taps. Quick, forward, arms. Ready, aim, fire. Aim, fire. Aim, fire. Ready, run. Order, arms. Present arms. On behalf of the President of the United States Air Force and Great Fleet, it is my honor to present this flag to you, the Senate of the Great Republic, for exchange of honor. Here is a small memorial from the Great Republic and the 3 great heroes. Order, arms. Right shoulder, arm. Left to the right, palm left, mark. Present arms. Second read, left, face. Forward, march. Colors, halt. Order, arm. Voila.
I really got a wink of sleep last night thinking about this speech. I'm like, I just got to type it out on my phone, so it's probably not going to be the most professional thing for me to do. So first I'd like to start with some scripture. In the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more, and neither mourning nor crying out, nor grief shall be anymore. For the first things have passed away. So I'd like to start with my mom. She's one of the only people that truly worked with and educated me early on. Her kind-hearted spirit and willingness to help and assist some very challenging kids speaks loudly to her character and the type of woman that she was. Unfortunately, dementia and Alzheimer's took her years before God finally welcomed her home. I think it's sometimes even catch myself talking to her to this day. I love her dearly, and some of us here today are so incredibly fortunate to have called her an aunt, a stepsister, grandma, and most importantly, mom. My love for the Irish and the patriotism that followed mostly comes from her, and I'm positive she's smiling down his face now. Jim. As humble and as often silent as Jim was, he was a man that loved his country and would have willingly served it much longer than his honorable discharge. Although I'm sure he barely said the words "I love you" very often to his sons, we always knew he was preparing us with tough love, and he deeply cared for each of us. Taking after his father, our grandpa Ralph, it was inevitable that he would live into his 90s. He kept his wits until the very last days. In fact, he even uttered the words, "There's a fungus among us," while discussing his toenails. When he went on hospice, one of his first requests was a beer. I made sure it was a German one. He was a great man, son, father, uncle, grandfather, and great-grandfather that served his country with dignity, honor, and respect, and wouldn't want anything more than to rest peacefully by his bride here at Fort Snelling National Cemetery. Mom and Dad, you always deserve these proper goodbyes, and I'm positive God made sure there's a few garage sales and a nice garden to keep you both busy into eternity. You're loved very deeply, and we are honored that you both had a profound impact on our lives. Thank you all for joining today. We truly appreciate each and one of you. If anybody else wants to say some words, now we'll do that.
I just want to say thank you, Mom and Dad, for bringing me into this world. They supported us. They loved and supported us. They always had our back, even when they probably knew we were in the wrong. They were both unique individuals. My mom was known around town. She had connections. If there was a deal to be had, she knew where to find it. She had a lot of connections. My dad, he could fix anything. He was Mr. Electronics. He built our first colored TV for a kid. We were one of the first people on our block, I believe, to have a colored TV. It was just mind-boggling to me that he could take all these transistors and these tools and solder them, and he'd do a diagram to get this thing to work. It was pretty neat. He, however, was not a good cook. I remember when Mom was in the hospital, we were about 4 years old. Joe probably recalls this. My dad attempted to make fish patties, and they were fish with peas and onions. Me, Mike, me, Mike, and Joe would not eat it. And he said, "It's good, I'll show you guys." And he sat down, he took one bite, chewed it up, and he spit it out. He said, "You guys get in the car, we're going to McDonald's." We miss them. We think about them every day, and I'm just happy they're together again, and they can keep an eye on Mike up there in heaven. Thank you.
My mom taught me values of the almighty dollar. I remember going to garage sales, I hated it. And there was something there for 10 cents, and she would go, I'll give you a penny for it. And then she'd sit there and look at it, and they're going, you know, a dime? Don't even want to give us a dime? My dad, he taught me everything as far as fixing cars, electronics. I'm glad I was watching him on the bench growing up. I learned everything from him. It really helped me to this day. So, yeah, I'm gonna miss both of them. They're amazing. Appreciate it. I love them dearly. Thank you.
I would like to say a couple words. I'm the youngest of the siblings. I didn't think I would be this emotional. I haven't been. Teresa and Jim together. I brought a picture of all of the siblings together so we can all be here whether we're alive or now in heaven with George. So, guys, we're all here. And say hello to my brothers and sisters who have passed. I feel their energies. Thank you for being a good brother and a good sister.
I'd just like to say one thing.
My two older brothers both were kind of different. But when my sister Helen and I got these dolls, and they first came out with the eyes that you guys are so young you don't even remember, but they were like a plaster almost. The first thing they did when we set the dolls down and left, take them apart to see how they were worked. Can you even believe that? And we were little, so they weren't very old, so they got that really young, I gotta see how this thing does that. So they took the heads off.
Sounds about right.
They gave us the ones from Korea. Dorothy and I got Korean.
Just lastly, so we're going to be meeting at the 5A Club. Hopefully you got those instructions. So of course, if there's anybody that wants to say anything, that would be that time. But otherwise, we're going to just go to the 5A Club now, and we'll just meet there. And again, thank you all for coming. If you're not able to go, we really appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot to us.
And folks, just real quick, on behalf of Fort Snelling National Cemetery, we do want to thank everybody for coming.